Welcome. It's such a joy to meet you here in form as we just had in the Bay Area with our retreat at Santa Sabina and through this amazing technology we get to meet. And even if we don't have this technology, even if we don't have physical meetings, there is a meeting once your desire to be free is prevalent in your conscious mind. Once you recognize that your life is being lived to be free. I don't know what you might mean by free. I didn't even know what I meant by it when Papaji asked me, what do you want by being here? And I said, freedom. I was surprised by the word. I didn't know what it meant. I had come out of the 60s and 70s, and I understood a political freedom and a desire for freedom, but this was a freedom that was free from identification so that I could be myself without knowing what that is. So to be free of knowledge and to be free of ignorance, because it may be a divine ignorance and a sublime knowledge, but it's not the ignorance of ignoring the truth of yourself or the knowledge of what you have accumulated about yourself. So I use the word free. You are free. You are here. I invite you to let yourself be open. Whatever the normal play of thought that is occurring in your mind, or whatever you regress to or try to get to just let all of that go. There is a Leela at play here, this play of consciousness that has this form of Gangaji, has your form, has the form of Gangaji when she was Tony and a little girl, has the form that each of us will have as we take our last breath. So there's a play in that. It's a mystery play. It's not a play where you can memorize your lines or your part, but you play your part without knowing your lines and without knowing what you should look like and without knowing what you should know. What our meeting is here is an invitation to play together. I'm playing the role of the teacher. Papaji asked me to play that role. And when I told him, whoa, I don't know how to do that, he said, you don't need to know. You just speak from your direct experience. Another way of saying that is you just speak truly. I didn't have to come in and meet a group of people or one person or you, knowing what I would say, having everything that Ramana had said at my fingertips, or what Papaji had said. He said, you can trust your direct experience. And he told me that you would ask the question. And in that question, there would be a play. And that play would be a discovery of a deeper truth of being, a bigger discovery than even the most profound samadhi, a more ordinary discovery than even you're brushing your teeth in the morning. So the transcendence of the most extraordinary and the absolute presence, regardless of the ordinary. This is our meeting. You play the role of You could call yourself student or just person attending, questioner. That's the role for this morning. Later, if you post on the forum or you're in a conversation with people, you're in a small group after the bigger meeting, you will be playing the role of yourself. And to play the role of yourself, which is the transcendent role, which is the role of freedom, you really have to trust something unknowable, not your known response, not the story in your mind, not what you have played before, not what you have memorized, not what you think the other wants you to play. It's free. You are free and your role is free. And that's a discovery that happens in an ordinary moment of time, an extraordinary discovery that happens in the most ordinary moments of time. So I invite you here to play. We are in this play. And it's best if you don't, well, I don't want to say it's best because maybe what you have decided to say or what you have rehearsed saying is the best for you to say, but to say it from the place of absolute freshness and unknowability, to recognize that we are simply here waiting for direction. And when that direction is given, we are called. When we are called, we either speak or we don't speak. And if we speak, if we post on the forum, if we speak in here, then you are playing the role of the speaker of truth. So let it be spoken in a way that is fresh and unknowable and not the same old story. That's really the invitation. We know the old stories and they have value. It's not that they are bad or wrong or you need to change your story, substitute a new story, a spiritual story. It's not that at all. Even the old story, even the old suffering story can be infused with this presence of freedom and freshness. And you know the difference. You know when it's just words, even beautiful words that you are shuffling through, or when you are discovering as you speak or as you write what is here, what the words are, but what's inside the word. What's always the word as a pointer and the truth as this power of freedom that allows us to play in our Leela. So it's never my intention to make our meeting abstract, and I hope that didn't. And never am I able to say exactly what it is I want to say. And Papa G had promised me that too. That's part of the play, and that's why we continue the play, because as yet no form has been able to fully articulate formless truth of being. But even in the attempt, we are showered with the grace of being.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you. I've been wanting to come back for a while. We've sat together twice. And it's been quite a journey since the last time we spoke. And there's so many things that are alive and competing for attention. And they feel like they keep getting bigger and bigger in a way. But at the same time, I'm feeling this um, less interested in the yes, but.
Mm,
And what what's coming to me right now, I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for
mm,
you and the well, in many, many, many ways. You did a podcast episode recently on dismantling racism,
mm,
and um, that there is something about the what I'm wanting, the question of what do you want, having to do with belonging.
mm,
That's the question. That's the answer that's been coming up a lot in the last couple of years. Even I've been on this journey of really really identifying, and I hear that in both ways, as a mixed race individual,
mm,
and then the unfolding of systems of oppression just starting to appear everywhere as this matrix. It used to be my suffering,
mm.
and now it is everywhere, and I see it everywhere, and it's been very overwhelming. But the simplicity nugget in there is the
Mm,
belonging.
mm.
And so I just wanted to bring that today because it's been like just tapping so much. It's been coming in here.
Where do you belong?
The story has been I don't belong many places,
Uh,
and it's been very painful, and there's been a lot of reinforcement of that.
where do you belong?
The word that came is here.
So simple.
Yeah.
And what's here? Where you belong?
a a message that I don't belong here. It like keeps going back and forth. It's like
What else is here?
yeah.
What's here
What
under
else is
that?
here?
Yeah.
um, a desire to stay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and what is it that stays here?
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mm.
Ah, mm,
Yeah.
mm. That's belonging itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So then, even when there is a message or a habit of not belonging, there's still belonging at the core.
Yeah.
The issue is belonging. And if you stop the habit, the issue is revealed. The issue is its resolution in yourself. Yeah. You want what you are, you want what you have. And our habits are to look everywhere
Yeah.
but here.
Everywhere.
But you said it. You said here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use that word. Yes.
And I'm feeling that it's like a very fast vibration of
Mm.
no, I don't belong here. No, come back. No, I don't belong. It's just, and I can feel,
You just come back home.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the vigilance of the invitation to just come back.
that's right. Then the complication is in all the ways the messages come that you don't belong, or it's not for you,
Yeah.
or everybody
Yeah.
but you, or not this time. And the simplicity is simply being here, whatever the static is, or whatever the
Yeah.
sometimes quite painful messages that are
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you are. That's undeniable, right? I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you can't even you can't really get into a conversation about it. I am,
No.
right?
Right.
That's belonging. Being
Hmm.
is belonging. You belong to being. You belong to I am. Yeah, it's big.
It
Yes,
is.
and it's so much bigger than the words.
It feels bigger than my body can hold.
It is, but it holds your body, so your body
Okay.
can be held in
Yeah.
that.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, your
mm.
body can relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Oh, I thank you. So beautiful.
Yeah.
A
Mm,
transmission, really.
mm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.